back to another edition of Survive to Thrive, and we are coming today to talk about, I have multiple personalities. I'm going to say I'm coming today to talk about probably one of the most vital things that we do, yet one of the most underrated and misunderstood, and that is communications. If you're looking at me live on YouTube, I have these cool glasses, and I'm wearing them. I'm going to wear them the whole broadcast just to, let people kind of see what's going on. But what they are a blue blocking, not like the, if you guys are just listening to podcasts, and not the old blue blockers that you remember from like the 90s, where they're just like, sorry, Grandma and Grandpa, but the Grandma and Grandpa's sunglasses that you put on. No, these are actually, they're actually been shown to reduce like 40 or 60%. No, it's 43%. Company called Roca. Anyways, doesn't matter. But they claim that they actually block 43% of the harmful lights from computers and things like that. So I'm trying them. I actually really like them. This is not the point of the podcast, but if you are interested in protecting your eyes, and they actually claim, these are claims, that you actually, these lights from the computers can actually harm you and keep you from getting deeper REM sleep, all these types of things. So I am one that just says, hey, I'll try it, let's check it out, let's see what we can do, okay? And so I'm trying it, I love them. They're actually easier on the eyes. One thing I do notice is less fatigue. My sleep's pretty dialed anyways, but if you're interested, go to Roca. There's other brands out there, but this is a ROKA, one of my favorite brands as far as sunglasses go. That would be an option for you. But today we're going to talk about communications. And communications in the form of either being manipulative or coming from the heart, coming from the mind or coming from the heart. And so here's oftentimes where I get introspective on things is when I'm communicating, and this is, I've prided myself on my ability to communicate. I'm constantly working on, constantly writing things, ideas, even from my marketing aspects of stuff. I'm trying to constantly figure out ways that make most amount of sense. When you believe in something and you know it to be true, it is one of the hardest things to be able to communicate that at a level that everybody will understand. And everybody is different, are they not? Yes, and so when everybody's different, there's different personalities, there's different stories, there's different life that has happened to be able to collide at a point to help somebody understand. And so yesterday's story was a story of trying to communicate. And I know when I hit these thresholds that I'm often looking at people going, what are we not getting here? How can I say this in any other way? How can I actually go back and back up the bus to try to pick you up to get you to a point to be able to help yourself? How can I help you get out of the way of you? And I'll do this, and my staff knows this. The staff, then they'll listen to these podcasts. They understand this. We've had some communication breakdowns in the past as well. And it gets hard. It's like, well, what are we not getting? What are we not understanding? Where do we need to go with this, essentially? But this one instance was a gentleman in the office. He's got a really, really bad issue in his neck. And this is an issue that has gone on for years. And years and years and years and years. Neglect. And a lot of the neglect was from not knowing. But the symptoms have gotten to a point that the question was, can you help me here? Or do I need to go see a neurosurgeon? And my immediate response was, well, I can help you here potentially if you will just help yourself. And the communications were going on the aspects of like, look, you have to show up. I am no miracle worker. I'm no cure. I cannot do anything. Just like actually showing up at a gym for a workout, I got to do the work. You got to do the work. And so here's the concept. You can come and do the work and see what's going to happen. And see what actual change is going to happen. Or you don't. And guaranteed it will go down to the path that a neurosurgeon will be of option. But see, the mind automatically, when we are communicating, the mind automatically goes into distrust mode. And distrust mode means we're starting to rationalize. And we start to rationalize in the aspects of like, and I can see just processing in his mind. He goes, well, I don't know if I can afford it. Okay, well, that again, I can't help you with it. I don't know your bank statements. I don't know where you're at, how much money you spend. I don't know. But if this is a priority to try, then that's a whole different scenario. And then the brain starts chewing again. Okay, you recommended I come in 3 times a week. I mean, that's your best shot at. Heck, I come in 4 times, 5 times a week. If I'm staring down the barrel of neurosurgery, $150,000 surgery, maybe fusing my neck and all these types of things, I'll give it 2 weeks. I'll give it 4 weeks. I'll give it a month. Hell, 2 months. That's my mind rationalized. But this person is sitting there rationalizing these things and saying, well, but in the same instance, 12 weeks worth of care in our office would be equivalent to about the price of a MRI. But in the same breath would say, well, maybe I should just go get an MRI first. Absolutely, if that's what you want to do. Which is not going to give you any treatment, but it will sure provide a little bit more information of what we already know. Meaning that I know as a doctor, because we do orthopedic and neurological testing, that you have this going on. What the MRI is going to actually allow us to do is see how much of that's going on. Is it 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters? The point is not about this, but it's about the communications that ensues. And I go into my mind going, how can I actually motivate this person to get from point A, where their life is in misery right now, and going towards even more misery, going to even more expense, even more heartache in the aspects of these things, trying to rationalize with a brain that will not allow that person to come. And so here's the point for you today, is you are headstrong in an area of your life that you need to get back in your heart. And this is a learning point for me because I'm doing exactly this, not just for me, but for patients and other people that I'm connecting with. Because in the mind, we rationalize. In the mind, we actually start to turn things off. In the heart, we leap. And when you're communicating with others, loved ones, we want to communicate from the heart. And the cool part about the heart is the heart actually melts. It melts the ice. It transcends trust. Like literally trust is made in an instant when we communicate from the heart. When we communicate from the mind has this kind of just warped sense of like, I'm going to manipulate this thing. I'm going to manipulate this. I talked with their staff all the time about this. Is that within instant, 5 seconds or less, your mind can talk you out of or into something immediately. Take, for instance, the 5:30 alarm that you set on your clock. On your phone. Nobody's got a clock anymore. On your phone, you set an alarm, and that alarm goes off at 5:30. You have 5 seconds to get up at and go into action. Otherwise, your mind starts to rationalize with you. You don't have to get up. You deserve to sleep a little bit more. Push the snooze button. You see, the mind can be evil. The mind wants to get out of work. The mind wants to get into what we call homeostasis. It wants to stay level. It wants to actually stay where it's at. Don't put the body in any more stress than you need. And you need to kill those thoughts because that is the destruction. And so when I'm talking about communications, this is communications in different levels. Communications with your own body is exactly this. In the heart says, let's get up and run. Let's run farther than we ever have run before because I just want to run. The mind says, well, you can't do that. You're going to hurt your knee. So where in your world today do you need to shut that down? Where do you need to start communicating more with your heart and less with your mind? Guarantee it's in your body and that self-talk. I guarantee it's in your connections with God that you need to get in your heart and out of your mind. Church is a great place to get in your mind because we actually start what? Reading through scriptures and trying to figure out dead people's meanings of what they were interpreting of God. And we get into our mind, and this God's never actually meant it for a mind trip, but a heart trip. These are matters of the heart. It's in a relationship that you are currently in, that you're trying to communicate with the mind and rationalize all these types of things, but actually just need to get into the heart and let your heart actually communicate for you. It's in a workplace environment that you need to show people that you care, that you need to show a little bit more love. That's the tip and the trick for today. Just 10 minutes coming at you, talking to you about your communications. My communications are shifting more to the matters of the heart. More to the matters of the heart, less matters of the mind to see a change. Comment on YouTube, comment on Facebook. Help some other people understand these concepts, and learn that communications is a matter of the heart, not the mind. And we'll come and talk to you next time as you move from surviving to thriving.